Beneath the shadow of Lahore's Mughal-era Shahi Mosque lies the Shahi Mohalla, the red light district. Historians say the area probably draws its name from the relationship that Mughal royalty had with the courtesans and dancers. In this older part of Lahore, about a dozen entrances lead into narrow winding streets, surrounded on both sides by multi-storied houses. These are the homes of professional dancers and prostitutes. They're known as kanjas, and they've been in the profession for generations. Girls born in the Shahi Mohalla are treated as privileged children, because they guarantee the family a sustained source of income. Dr. Fawzia Saeed spent almost a decade researching life within the Shahi Mohalla and documented the experiences in her book, Taboo.
If we look at the whole system closely and we look at the socialization process, then we see that it is another kind of a family system with slightly different values. But our own conceptions are that it is a very bad thing, whereas when you talk to them, they don't have that value. However, if you look at the larger scene, you certainly see that there is exploitation, there is violence, there is this whole concept, this whole concept needs to be questioned. Why we need that profession, and why only with women? Why not with men? Or, I mean, there are many questions that you can ask if you look at the larger picture.
Mothers and managers groom their girls. They're taught dancing and singing. Consequently, most girls develop a craving for a profession they dream will lead them into the film industry. Rabia and Sana are sisters in their early teens. Both sisters say they gave up school because it was boring. They study at home, but their dream is to make a name for themselves as dancers.
दिन नहीं लगता मेरा स्कूल में से मैंने स्कूल छोड़ दिया और अब मेरा दिल लगता है डांसर पे। मैं अच्छी डांसर बनना चाहती हूँ, टीवियों पे आना चाहती हूँ, फिल्मों में मुझे बहुत शौक है एक्टिंग और डांस करने का, और कुछ भी नहीं.
The red light district has also served as a nursery for the film industry, which was almost non-existent when Pakistan was created in 1947.
Let me quote you a film writer, Riaz Shahid, whom I rate as a very high writer and a very high director, with some of the very memorable films from the 70s and 60s, which he wrote and directed. He once said that we, the people, are responsible for making these girls what they are. If we had not gone and visited those places, they would not be there. So we are the ones who are responsible, and I think that all the girls and all the boys from those areas belong to certain families, and it's those families, conservative, rich, well-to-do, well-known, who are part of this system. They would deny it, but that is understandable.
Life in the Shahi Mohalla is different to what it was before President Zia al-Haq came to power. In 1979, he shocked the country and the performing arts community by introducing a stringent and controversial law known as the Hudud Ordinance.
नफाज़ शरीयती ही हमारी तख्लीक का जवाज़ है. नफाज़ शरीयत ही हमारे वजूद का सहारा है, और नफाज़ शरीयत ही हमारी बका की ज़मानत है.
The law cast a shadow over the bazaar because of the punishments it prescribed for willful extramarital intercourse, known as zina. Although never enforced, the ordinance prescribed stoning to death for adults involved in zina. Punishment for boys and girls under the age of 16 include at least 5 years jail. With the police instructed to enforce the law, client numbers decreased and harassment of prostitutes and dancers increased. The police have been handed yet another licence to extort money from clients as well as entertainers. Police officials deny this.
No, I don't think there is no discrimination as far as the area is concerned. Police reacts on the particular act or particular law broken by people. If that law is broken by anybody living in any area, the police reacts, and it reacts in the same manner.
Lubna runs a non-government organisation in the area.
हाँ, पहले बड़ा बारौनक हुआ करता था ये बाजार, अब बेरौनक है। पहले रात को लोग इंतज़ार किया करते थे 11 बजने का कि यहाँ से लड़कियाँ गुजर के जाएंगी बहुत अच्छे तरीके से वेल ड्रेस होके, और काफ़ी लोग उनको देखने के लिए खड़े रहा करते थे। तो अब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
Despite social rejection, business in the Shahi Mohalla remained alive through the decades, both for lovers of the performing arts and those interested in the performers themselves. Some women have been sought after by leading bureaucrats, politicians and even generals who enjoyed their company but would never admit to a relationship. Despite a certain appeal, the neighbourhood has remained poor and neglected. In places it resembles a shanty town. Residents here live in appalling conditions with little sense of hygiene. Kamran Lashari is one of a few government officials who initiated a campaign to clean up the fringes of the area. Historical monuments were lit up and the nearby food street was established. But he won't be drawn on whether authorities discriminate against the red light district.
No, in the sense because I don't think they have been discriminated as far as civic infrastructure is concerned or civic amenities are concerned. Different governments, due to this large segment of population that lives there, have sought their votes and given them sui gas, given them the roads and the street lights and sewerage and other civic amenities. To that extent, I don't think that they have been really discriminated. But as far as the business is concerned, yes, the officials and the government departments are certainly, they want to keep away from it. They don't want to be seen as if what to talk about promoting it is concerned, that they are permissive or that they are part of the whole show. So to that extent, yes, the government agencies have generally kept a very low profile, or at the most try to show as if they are on the other side of the camp and not with this business.
Nargis is one of roughly 2,500 sex workers active in Mazar Subs Pir and other streets of the Mohalla. She lives in this small room with her 2 daughters. Her life is a telling example of the suffering that girls endure in the Shahi Mohalla. As they grow up, they consciously watch their mothers and sisters entertain clients with both musical instruments and their bodies. Nargis's husband abandoned her after a 7-year marriage, choosing instead to act as a manager for his sisters in an upmarket Lahore neighbourhood. This left Nargis feeling she had no alternative but to take up prostitution. Nargis must, of course, send her children away before offering the family's bed to her client. 10-year-old Ikra watches her mother as she goes about her business. All Ikra knows at this stage is that her mother needs to be alone when a customer is around.